In the previous video, I spoke about the overview of fair information principle. We talked about this being formulated by the US Ministry of Health and Education in 1973. In this video, we are going to talk about the details of each of the principles covered under the FIP or the Fair Information Practice. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you regularly see new and updated content on data privacy. So what are these principles? We test upon the definitions of each. Let's get into details. Collection limitation principle. Very simple. Collect only what is necessary for the given purpose. No extra collections. Every collection has to be in knowledge of the user with his consent. Even if you have his data from anywhere else, go back, let him know, take his consent. The very basic objective that you want to meet through this principle is that you want to reduce the risk of misuse of his personal information or exposure of his personal information, so that there is no danger. And the most important thing, that user himself is aware of whatever is there, whatever is not there, and it shows your own accountability that you are following the compliances and handling things the way they are expected to be, supposed to be. The second one is to maintain the quality of data. Quality of data, when we talk of that, it means the data should be accurate, complete to your purpose and accurate. So if you collect it today, you should make a system that keeps letting you recheck that it has been updated. If there are any changes, they have been up to date in your system. The clear objective, you should have the right information to work on, and the right user should get the right information at the right place when you are processing his information. So his information's integrity and reliability is maintained, and the processing is very, very fair and justified. Then comes the purpose-specific principle. Purpose-specific principle says that there has to be a clarity of purpose, why it has been collected. The purpose has to be clear, timelines to purpose has to be clear, and there should not be any sharing or disclosure of the information unlawfully without the user being aware of it, or without any legal reason that why the information definitely needs to be shared. The objective is that you want to make sure that trust and transparency are well maintained. User is confident that how you are handling his personal information. There is no misuse or repurposing of his data without his own knowledge. Then comes the use limitation principle. So like we said, collection limitation, collect only that is required. Now I come to use limitation. Even if you have acquired an extra data point for a given user, then also make sure that you are using only what is required for your purpose, nothing else. And you define a timeline when that purpose would get over, or when that purpose gets sorted out. So once the timeline is over, or the purpose is over, but then if the purpose crosses the timeline, then you should have a logical explanation as to why has it crossed it. Do you have taken an updated consent? Are there any legal issues? Have you taken care of the legal issues when you are processing the information, when your processing of information is taking too much of time? So the objective why we are doing this, again, user's transparency. He should not be subject to unexpected thing. His data he thought that the process was 6 months, and after a year you are still processing his data, and he gets confused. What are they still doing with my information? If it was contracted that you will use the information for 6 months and then erase it, then it should have been erased, right? So he does not get into a thought process that his information is being used by an unauthorized mechanism or something of that kind. Next principle is security standards. Keep your data safe and secure. Keep it as secure as possible, no unauthorized access. And use privacy enhancement technologies like encryption, anonymization, and there are a lot more. And I have a complete video on privacy enhancement technologies on my channel, so you can refer to that. Let me know, I can share the link with you. And what does this help a user in? He is confident. From a technical point of view, your CIA triad, the confidentiality, integrity, and availability triad of security is taken care of. And from a user point of view, he is confident that his data can't be breached. His data would never be accessed by an unauthorized person or an unauthorized source. So his confidence on his data with you is very, very high. Then we come to an openness principle. The word itself is a sort of a synonym for transparency. So openness as good as transparency. So you can say that you need a clear communication on the purpose, any changes in the purpose, any changes in the processing method. You need to have a clear communication on the identity of the controller and the processor. You need to make sure that the entire process is kept absolutely transparent, and all the objectives of taking an informed user decision free consent, and building trust in the user are taken care of when you are processing his information, right? So the entire process is required to be absolutely transparent, absolutely open. And then we move on to the individual participation principle. The user should be confident enough to participate in his data processing. He has the right to be informed, he has the right to access his information, he has the right to get his information rectified and erased. If you remember, when we talked about user rights, these were 4 critical rights which are covered under GDPR. The user has the right to know what you have, access and see what it is, get it rectified, get it erased. Again, it builds his confidence that his information is taken care of, his confidence that his information is correct and accurate with you, and his confidence that you are not doing anything unfair practice with his information. The user is sure and 100% okay with you processing his information because it is correct and accurate. There is a lot of benefit of processing an accurate information, and a very basic example could be a post going on a wrong address versus a post going on the right address, right? So wrong address post would not serve the purpose of it. Then accountability, which is most important, and this comes on the part of the organization, the processor as well as the collector. They need to adhere to FIP principles. They need to demonstrate that they are following these practices. They have to demonstrate their responsibility, and they have to demonstrate that they are taking corrective actions if there is an issue. It's very important principle of data privacy. It's a very important principle of anything. Things can go wrong, but how do you demonstrate that if things have gone wrong, you have taken a corrective action and you are trying to make sure that it is not getting repeated again, right? So that's the accountability that you need to demonstrate. Very clear objective. You show your responsibility towards processing processes, and you show that you are accountable towards data protection. And the most important benefit, again, you reinforce trust and compliance in your data protection practices to your customers, to your data subjects. That's all that we have about the fair information practices. I hope you like the content of this video. Please press like and bell icon, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get regular updates on new content on data privacy, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.